Python is a versatile scripting language, but it also includes specialized libraries designed to map disorganized datasets into structured geometric grids. In the next few minutes, you will use these tools to turn raw numbers into 4 distinct visualizations: a line plot, a bar chart, a scatter plot, and a histogram. Before we write any code, you need 3 things ready to go: Python 3 installed on your machine, a coding environment like IDLE or IPython, and the matplotlib package, which you can install using pip. Visualizing data translates strings of floating point numbers into shapes that reveal trends and patterns the eye would otherwise miss in a text file. Step 1 is to bring the graphing module into your workspace. Open your code editor and type import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. Next, we define our x and y axes using Python sequences called lists. To build a list, you enclose your numbers in square brackets and separate each value with a comma. When plotting coordinates, your x sequence and your y sequence must contain the exact same number of items. If they don't match up 1-to-1, Python cannot pair the coordinates and the script will return an error. With the data structured, we can instruct Python to do it. Typing plt.plot xy tells matplotlib to map out these pairs and draw a continuous trend line connecting them. Warning tone. However, generating the chart in the background is only half the process. You must add the execution command plt.show. Without this line at the end of your script, the chart remains in the computer's memory and won't appear on your screen. Run the script. Your completed code is on the left, and the resulting minimalist line plot is rendered on the right. This 3-step process, structuring the data, defining the plot type, and commanding the window to show, is the foundation for all visual outputs in Matplotlib. Now let's see how changing a single command alters our analysis. Go back to your script and change plt.plot to plt.bar. When you run the script again, the visual output transforms. The continuous line is replaced by 4 distinct vertical volumes. Instead of tracking a single journey over time, the bar chart allows you to compare isolated categories side by side. You can shift the perspective again by changing the command to plt.scatterxy. By removing the connecting lines and the column volumes, we remove the implied narrative of the trend. This leaves independent points relating directly to the x and y axes, making it easier to spot the density and outliers in the dataset. Notice that the underlying Python lists never changed. The data remained identical, but adjusting the plotting command changed the analytical focus of the visualization. For our final visualization, we will move away from the x and y coordinate system and use a single, much longer Python list. Delete the previous variables and create a new list. Fill it with a large set of numbers that includes several repeating values. Now type plt.hist and pass in your list. This utilizes a statistical concept called bins, where numbers are sorted and stacked based on their values. Unlike the previous charts that mapped direct coordinates, a histogram scans your single list, groups those numbers into bins, and calculates how often each value appears. This split screen shows the new script next to the resulting histogram. Here, the tallest bar identifies the most frequently occurring value in your list. This chart represents a transition in your workflow. You are no longer just drawing shapes based on coordinates, but are letting Python perform statistical aggregation on raw data. We've covered a lot of ground. Look at this grid. You have successfully mapped basic Python lists into a line plot, a bar chart, a scatter plot, and a histogram. To build on this, you can explore Python's built-in statistics or math modules. These allow you to generate the complex, realistic number arrays used in professional data science. Your next step is to customize these basic structures. Try searching the matplotlib documentation to see how you can change colors, add access labels, and insert titles into your plots. These commands provide the specific tools needed to convert computational results into a visual language that non-technical audiences can interpret.